This is an acceleration of the erosion of democracy, and someone in the DNC needs to have a backbone to call it out and start organizing a general strike. Wait, what? Why do these people always talk about a general strike?
The whole point of Gavin Newsom's office doing this is to highlight, yeah, you idiots, just how you're looking at this, I don't like this is weird, this is unbecoming. Yes, that's the whole point.
This actually doesn't surprise me that Kyle is giving Newsom flowers, doesn't really surprise me at all.
I think it's whack, just put the policies in the bag, little bro. You already know what it is.
What Newsom has done right now, introducing this California amendment to redistrict early so we can counteract the gerrymander, that is like that's like the highest form of fighting the administration that a governor can do.
The only guys that they're going to bring into the Democratic front from those new seats that they open up are going to be like Raytheon libtards. And I'm worried about that.
Even that framing too, it's like, dog, if we create 5 new seats, the voters are going to decide what kind of Democrat is going to serve in those seats.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. Put the policies in the bag, bro. Just put the policies in the bag. Oh, was I in another GQ article? Oh my God. Newsom, guys, listen. This is the Thanos meme. This is the Thanos inevitable meme, okay? Like him, hate him. He is inevitable. Make your peace with it now, okay? He is going to be a lib champion. Provided he doesn't find himself mired in scandal at some point, comes out that he's fucking like 3 of his aides or something like that. He's coming, okay? I feel like people, no matter what you feel about him, I'm not sure how anybody could honestly say that he's not really just crushing this moment. And I don't even mean politically, even though I agree with him politically on the redistricting thing. I'm thrilled that my governor took the steps that he did to address Texas's aggressive gerrymander. I'm like, that's a very that's my governor kind of moment right there. Perfect response to that whole situation. So on the politics, I agree with him right now in this moment for sure, especially. But simply just his PR strategy right now is obviously working. Everyone is talking about this guy. Do you understand that? Everyone is talking about him. Every lefty content creator are making videos about him. Hasan made a video about him. Vosh made a video about him. Majority Report made a video about him. The Young Turks made a video about him. Fox News is talking about him every night. Right-wing influencers on Twitter are engaging with him every fucking day. Everyone's fucking talking about him, which is the point of the whole strategy. His whole team, when they came up with the strategy, the whole point of the strategy is how can we get everybody talking about us? Like, how can we center Gavin Newsom in the national conversation right now so as to raise his national profile to the extent that it will help him greatly in the 2028 midterms. They all had meetings, probably like a dozen to 24 people. They all sat in a room and they all spitballed ideas. How can we get everybody talking about Gavin Newsom? And now look at the fucking landscape right now. Everyone's fucking talking about him. It's working. It's working better than I think they probably even imagined. Like it's working, Make your peace with Gavin Newsom, okay? You will learn to love him as we have loved him in California. He'll grow on you, okay? Give him time.
In this most recent memo, a Democratic pollster, someone who has done long-time polling for the Democratic Party, and on behalf of candidates like Gavin Newsom, has come to a conclusion that voters see massive support in favor of redistricting, largely led by the Democratic Party. Now, to give you a bit of understanding about California...
Oh, we're passing this shit, boys. We are going to pass this shit, boys.
California as a state, it is a state that Donald Trump lost to Kamala Harris in the last election by 20 percentage points. Vice President Harris won this state with 58% of the vote. And although the state did shift a little bit towards the right relative to previous cycles, we do see that ultimately it's a safe state. Democrats didn't really struggle, and it's not really in a position where you can argue that California was at all or even remotely competitive. It did shift about 9 points in favor of Donald Trump. Kamala Harris got 5% less of the vote than Joe Biden did in the 2020 presidential election. But even then, it's a very locked in and solid margin. What I'm more interested in is the House numbers. The numbers that in 2024 elected 43 members of the House of Representatives coming from California for one political party, the Democratic Party. Republicans currently holding 9 seats in this state. Now, the maps here have never been super favorable for the GOP. In 2018, Democrats got 46 seats in this state. 2 years later, they would lose a few of them. Republicans would return to double digits in the state. But after the redraw in 2020, Democrats were in a pretty solid position. In 2022, got about 40 seats, the Republicans 12. And then in 2024, with Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket, shifted the margin here in favor of Democrats, maintaining, a number of seats here and actually winning some from the Republican Party. But getting to what the focus here for redistricting is to take this map and axe off 5 Republican seats. And it's a big deal because right now this is a state that, unlike
Obama came out, guys. Obama came out and supported this amendment. I mean, we didn't really need that. I mean, but this stuff does help to like galvanize support in the state. Over the long term, this is what he said. Over the long term, we shouldn't have political gerrymandering in America. Just a fair fight between Republicans and Democrats based on who's got better ideas. But since Texas is taking direction from a partisan White House and gerrymandering in the middle of a decade to try and maintain the House despite their unpopular policies, I have tremendous respect for how Governor Newsom has approached this. He's put forward a smart, measured approach in California designed to address a very particular problem at a very particular moment in time. I mean, obviously, I don't know if we needed the support in California. We're going to pass this shit, boys. We're doing it. And girls, boys and girls, they can't stop us. We're going to fucking do this. But this is also something that helps Newsom in 2028 as well. He can use this endorsement for this particular thing to elevate his national profile in 2 years when we kick off these primaries. He's just fucking savvy, man. I mean, love him or hate him, Newsom is just a savvy guy. He's in a really rare moment, I think, where he's able to springboard off of this contentious issue and like rally the base at the same time that he is raising his name recognition across the country. Like, it feels like all the stars are kind of aligning for him right now. And he's sort of uniquely positioned to command that kind of attention, being the governor of the biggest state in the country with 40 million people. It's just, he's got a lot of things fucking going for him right now. But I am becoming I'm starting to believe when it comes to Newsom. Like, I'm starting to believe. I had and still have reservations about him being able to appeal to voters in the Midwest. He might, he might actually be positioned to attack the Sun Belt pretty well. Newsom, he might be able to garner a lot of support in the more like regional states, like the states that are close to California. He's untested in that way. He's untested nationally when it comes to these like Midwest states, and so I have concerns about that. But I'm starting to believe. I just think what Newsom is doing is brilliant right now.
He's beginning to believe.
He's doing like a two-front thing. So we're doing this thing, which is the right thing to do, consequently, which is why it just works out so well for Newsom, like us changing our constitution to do early redistricting. It is politically the right thing to do. Don't ask Nina Turner this. She'll disagree. I can't believe this woman is not a Republican plant. Let me pull up a tweet from her yesterday. If she was a Republican plant, this is exactly what she would say, like, I don't literally believe she's a Republican plant, but Texas House gives initial approval to new maps that would create up to 5 more winnable congressional seats for the GOP. And then she quote retweets, "This is not okay. California retaliating is not okay. Whichever state responds to California is not okay. This is an acceleration of the erosion of democracy, and someone in the DNC needs to have a backbone to call it out and start organizing a general strike." Wait, what? Why do these people always talk about a general strike? Why are these lefties always talking about a general strike? I don't literally believe that she's a Republican plant, but she is behaving exactly as a Republican plant would. It's not okay that Texas is rigging the game to get 5 seats. And California retaliating is not okay. Like, all right, fine. So Newsom's doing this redistricting thing, which is consequently the right thing to do politically, which helps him nationally, as Democratic voters are telling pollsters again and again and again that they're sick of the fecklessness in the Democratic Party, and they want to see more fight, and they want to see more aggression, and they want to see more like taking on the Trump administration. And so he gets to do the right thing that I think he would have done anyways. Like, even if he wasn't running for president. I think he would have done this anyways, which benefits him nationally, which helps him in 2028. It also keeps him in the national discussion for the next 3 months as we, September, October, November. Yeah, 3 months. It's a little bit less than 3 months now. 2.5 months, California voters are going to decide if we're going to change our constitution to allow for this. So in the run up to that, there's going to be a lot of national coverage about this issue. And then he's going to be front and center in that conversation because he's the governor and he's the one that introduced this effort. And then at the same time, but then there's also the fallout. So when we pass this amendment and when we do the redistricting, that's going to keep him in the news as that's going on. And, you know, people are going to be talking about both. And then on top of that, like on this other thing over here, this side thing, the social media strategy he's doing is obviously paying off. How many new followers? Like we checked this yesterday and they were at like 415,000. They're gaining tens of thousands of new followers every day, you guys. So you got this political fight that's keeping him relevant and in the news and like mainstream media. And then you have his social media team over here that's just absolutely fucking crushing it. And you know that they're crushing it because, like, again, literally every lefty creator is talking about this now. If I go to Kyle Kulinski, I think he's probably even giving Newsom flowers on this. That's actually a good question. Is he speaking kindly of Newsom these days? Fox News crashes out over Gavin Newsom.
So Gavin Newsom has been absolutely infuriating the right simply by copying Trump and his Twitter style. So let me walk you through this here. Fox News apparently can't shut the fuck up about it. So let's go to, what's this guy's name? Bill Hemmer, I think.
I think Kyle will have nice things to say about Gavin Newsom because it's the same fucking energy. Kyle is like, I have my complaints with Kyle these days, but there's a lot of chaotic good from Kyle at the same time. I don't agree with everything Kyle's saying these days. I still think there's some fucking problematic Green Lantern stupid shit going on. But he's kind of like chaotic good, where he's just kind of fucking unhinged on Twitter. And so I think he probably sees a kindred spirit in whoever is running Newsom's press account. I think he'll probably have nice things to say about Newsom. Every other lefty that I watched was like, ugh. You know, like Majority Report was doing this thing where it's like, ugh, I mean, I guess it's kind of funny, you know, if you like that kind of thing. The TYT was the same vibe, the same fucking vibe. But even TYT, even Anna Kasparian, she had to laugh because there was one tweet from Governor Newsom where all the tweet was in all caps, "I hate Kid Rock." It was so good. All right, let's see. Is he going to give him flowers or is he going to do the thing that Majority Report did where it's like, I fucking hate Newsom, but I mean, it's like, I guess it's fine, right?
I think his name is. Here, he's the first one that commented. Let's watch.
Newsom is in on the act now, firing back at Trump about the redistricting. On X last night, Donald Trump, you see all the caps, right? Do you notice the style? You see what's going on here, right? Donald Trump, the lowest polling president in recent history. This is your second to last warning. The next one is the last one. Stand down now or California will counterstrike legally to destroy your illegal crooked maps in red states. Press conference coming, hosted by America's favorite governor, Gavin Newsom. Final warning next. You won't like it. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
So now all the tweets from Gavin Newsom's press office, they're now all making it onto Fox News. They're making it onto the news. Whereas previously, nothing Gavin Newsom's press office ever said would make it anywhere, but now everybody's having a conversation about them. So here's another one. Watch this.
Okay, next topic. California Governor Gavin Newsom tries to channel President Trump with this tweet storm this week. He writes, the maps will end your presidency, retake Congress for the people, and expose your rigged little game. My perfect maps are more beautiful than anything in Trump Tower, which many say smells weird.
See, so they're laughing, they're giggling, they're having a good time.
It is funny. It is just funny.
And he fucks up royally because he ends up taking the bait and saying the exact thing that...
That's the other thing, too. It's like, it is genuinely funny. Like, it's not cringe. Like, it's genuinely funny what they're doing. What I find impressive is that they're able to keep up the bit in a way where people aren't... It's not... Like, sometimes you do the same joke over and over again and it stops being funny after, like, 2 days. They're continuing to do it in a way that is not, I mean, people are still like finding it very funny enough and notable enough to talk about it on mainstream media.
All of us have been waiting for you to say. Everybody left of center has been sitting there going, that train's not going to be late. It's going to be right on time. I'm watching. It's coming any minute now. And then here we go. This is exactly what happens.
Gavin Newsom, meantime, posting this on X, Liz, using all capitals, of course, trying to mock Trump, use Trump style. He's been doing this for a while now. He says, quoting, Trump just fled the podium with Putin. No questions, nothing. Total low energy. The man looked like he'd just eaten 3 buckets of KFC with Vlad. Admit it, Donnie J. You're terrified because this was the worst week of your life because of me, Gavin C. Newsom.
It's just funny.
I think he's trying to be funny. I don't know what he's trying to do, but
like, I guarantee you all 3 of these people internally are thinking to themselves like, okay, yeah, that's kind of funny.
Comes across as childish. And you're the governor of the biggest state in the union. What are you doing?
Oh,
honestly,
my
I feel
God.
like he's trying so hard to be Trump, but he's coming off like Kanye West. He seems absolutely insane.
These people they have zero self-awareness. Zero. This is the lowest IQ response. Can you believe? I can't. How dare he talk like that? This is unbecoming of the governor of the largest state in the It's like, yes, you dipshit. Now you know what we've been going through for a decade, bro. Trump came down that escalator in fucking 2015, a decade ago. The entire time, every time we see one of his fucking unhinged all caps tweets yelling at Bette Midler or some shit, we're like, oh, please, shut the fuck up. We're like, oh no, stop tweeting at Kim Jong-un. Stop threatening nuclear war at 4 a.m. on a weekend. Can you please?
You know what's going to happen, guys? And it's going to be the most amazing thing ever. You know what's going to happen? California, we deal with wildfires every year, and it's getting worse. When is peak wildfire season for California? The last one was in January, but that was kind of weird. Are we in it now? Because it's starting to get June or July. Okay. There's going to be some kind of natural disaster in California, and we're going to have a situation like we did in January where Trump will fly to California, and then, there's going to be like a face-to-face interaction between Trump and Newsom at some point before the primaries. The last one, they got that fucking photo of Newsom looking like an absolute Chad. Can someone help me find that photo? Did you find it, Morgan? Was this it? What a fucking Chad. Like, I think I'm fawning a little too much over Newsom these days. It's all memes, guys. It's all memes. Like, if that's not one of the most alpha pictures you could possibly imagine.
Just relax. This is so fucking unhinged. That's how we felt. And now, the whole point of Gavin Newsom's office doing this is to highlight, yeah, you idiots, how you're looking at this, I don't like, this is weird, this is unbecoming. Yes, that's the whole point. And you took
This actually doesn't surprise me that Kyle is giving Newsom flowers, doesn't really surprise me at all. Somebody said the bridge, what did you say? Something about a bridge with Kyle versus Emma and Crystal. First of all, I never really had a bridge to Crystal. She was on our podcast one time. I was on their podcast one time. And but we've never spoken outside of those. I've never had a conversation with Emma. I think Emma is one of the worst voices in leftist media, to be honest with you. I think she embodies everything that I've been very critical of these days when it comes to to that kind of space. Kyle, I never wanted to nuke the bridge with Kyle. I was pretty pissed at him last week. What did he do last week? We watched a video from Kyle last week where he was like, nobody in the Democratic Party is doing anything to fight Donald Trump. Literally no one. They all just rolled over after the Iran strikes. Nobody complained about it. Well, that wasn't true. I just feel like sometimes he really phones it in with the takes that he gives. I don't think he really thinks it through when he says this stuff. In that video, now I'm getting pissed off. Again, in that video, he was like, Trump bombed Iran and no Democrat said anything. And it took me 2 seconds to find statements from Schumer and Jeffries condemning the strikes. And it just pissed me off.
Debate. You took the bait. Now, by the way, this guy fucked up because he said that. Ready? Immediately, Gavin Newsom's press office fires back. I don't know who's running this thing, but whoever's running this thing deserves a raise because they are killing it. Right? So here we go. The press office says the
same page.
Following, responding to that Fox host. Bird brain Trey Gallagher, a so-called Fox News host that nobody has ever heard of, says my posts are childish and unbecoming of a leader. Can you believe it? Many are saying Fox, Edit the Tapes News, should cancel his pathetic little bedtime show immediately. They are calling it the most boring program in cable history. Total snooze fest. Sad. And by the way, just to show you how well this thing is working, look at this. Newsom's office has tracked 1 billion impressions over X, TikTok, Facebook, and other social media with millions of new followers, including for his governor press.
Well, there it is. They've gained 150,000 followers in the last 2-3 weeks. That is explosive growth. Okay.
Governor press alone on X. 150,000 followers and 127 million impressions since August 1st.
Guys, these staffers that are running that fucking account, they're going to be able to demand like 3-4x their salary in the next round of negotiations. They're going to be like, okay, we need to talk about my 50K a year. Okay. You know, I like the benefits, but we can juice those numbers up a bit. They're going to be able to command so much more. And they're going to be, people are going to try to poach them with bigger salaries because they were just so successful. Like that team are very well positioned for like the next 10 years.
So basically, you know, in not that long a time span, a little over 2 weeks, right? Over 1 billion impressions because they decided
they're going to move to the private sector and get a job at like Coca-Cola or some shit for like fucking $250,000 a year. It's crazy.
Let's fuck with them and start talking like Trump. But then more importantly, let's actually fucking fight back. As soon as Texas was like, yeah, we're going to add 5 Republican seats, he was like, okay, well, we're going to add Democratic seats here. Piss off. And this is what people have been waiting for. They've been waiting for somebody on the Democratic side to wake the fuck up and realize that, like, these people are not fucking around. They will ruin this country and laugh as they do it. Now, you can lay in a chalk outline of yourself, or you can get up and fight back. You can start throwing some haymakers. You could try to, like, course correct this thing. But you're not going to do it by playing patty cakes. You're not going to do it by holding hands and singing Kumbaya. You're not going to do it by appealing to the better angels of their nature, the whole when they go low, we go high thing. That is so dead and gone, you have no idea. And now people are getting their first little taste of like, okay, what if Democrats start trolling the shit out of Republicans? You know, what if we turn the tables on them? Because I got news for you. They're just fucking dumber, right? Like, if you really want to open this door to play dirty, like, we're smarter. And so we're going to win. So it's a matter of...
I mean, you know... Listen, I'm sure they think that about themselves, you know. He's just saying the quiet part out loud, you know. Both camps think about that way for themselves and their enemies. So I'm sure MAGA influencers think that they're smarter and we're dumber. I don't know if there's anything controversial about Kyle saying that, but...
Just having the political will to do it. And that's exactly what's happening here. So, again, shout out to the person who runs that account, because I've never seen an account for a governor of any state in the country blow up this much to this extent. This is like far above and beyond anything I've seen. By the way, I'll also point out, I genuinely don't think Newsom was the one who came up with the idea, and I think he greenlit it, but I think he was hesitant to greenlight it, because I saw him get asked about it in a press conference, and he was sort of like, yeah, you know, we're sort of highlighting like how ridiculous Trump is. In other words, like quickly being like, yeah, I know what we're doing is ridiculous, but it's because Trump is ridiculous. He seems sort of uncomfortable with it, but even he doesn't fully get it yet. Like, no, this is what you need. You got to lean into this shit, bro. You got to mock them. You got to be vicious. You got to be ruthless. You got to go over the top of them. If that includes...
This is why I say Kyle's okay. I think we've got the gist of it, right? This is why I say like Kyle's like a bit of a mixed bag these days, because, you know, I do think he is posting some bad stuff. But we're on the same page about this for sure. And he's just like full-throatedly like, yes, what Gavin Newsom is doing is based. I think that's the only position you can have. You do gotta hand it to Newsom right now. Even if you don't like him, you gotta hand it to him. Like, that's the only honest thing to do right now is be like, fair play, you know? Well played. Yeah. I don't like you, but what you're doing is working, obviously. Everyone's talking about it. That's why it's working. Now let's see what Hasan has to say about Gavin Newsom, to give you a sort of contrast in the coverage. They are going to fight this, okay? Listen to me. They are going to fight Gavin Newsom tooth and nail. I think if Gavin Newsom, oh my God, you guys, can you imagine if Gavin Newsom becomes the nominee? Guys, I could see about 1,000 ways where that is going to go very south. I think Gavin Newsom represents to these people, represents everything they hate about Democratic Party politics. They hate this guy, okay? As much as they hate Pete Buttigieg right now, and they fucking hate Pete, if Newsom became the nominee, they're gonna revolt, okay? They are gonna revolt.
And I worry that the most effective way to reach the broadest audience is going to be seen as this Trumpian style bullshit where
okay. There you go. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. First of all, did Hasan not do that as well? Like the way he titles his stream names, the way he used to do the announcements on Twitter that he was going live, like all caps, like obviously parroting Trump. Does Hasan not do the same kind of fifth grader insult stuff, like the stupid little plays on words with people's names? He does the same Trumpian thing. He does the same kind of satire. And now he's, I guess, pretending like he's above it? Is that what he's actually doing here?
And I worry that the most effective way to reach the broadest audience is going to be seen as this Trumpian style bullshit where Gavin Newsom will be like, oh, people are yelling at me because I evacuated homeless people. I tell them I an order. That's why I cleared out the camps.
California government have figured out a very entertaining way to deal with Donald Trump at his own rhetorical level. They've got a new social media strategy that is both, I got to say, pretty damn funny and I think extremely effective, mocking the president with a spot-on impression of his very weird communication style. Since Newsom jumped into the ongoing redistricting fight, his official Twitter account has been posting Trump style.
Are libs eating this stuff? I feel like they are. It sucks. I hate it. It's one of those things where it's like, I just hate this shit so much.
You don't. You do the same thing. You do the same thing. At least you used to. I don't know what you do now. But for a while there, whenever he would announce that he was going live, he would do it like in all caps, like Donald Trump, right? I don't know if this is quite the same thing, but I mean, but he's been doing like the same kind of like Trump, but on the left. That's a parody. He's been doing that for years. He's been doing he does the same thing with like the nicknames, the stupid little nicknames, the stupid little Trumpian nicknames. He got that straight from Trump. And now he's like, oh, I fucking hate this. It's these dumb libs are eating up all this slop. It's so fucking condescending and hypocritical and self-righteous. This is so stupid.
I think it's whack. I don't give a, just put the policies in the bag, little bro. You already know what it is. I guess people do like it though. People are hella defending this shit in your sub. It's super disappointing. I just don't think it's that big of an issue. For the record, I don't think it's that big of an issue. Like, it's just...
This is cope. This is fucking full-on cope right now, guys. Zohran Mamdani performs well in a split field against two scandal-plagued dinosaurs in the Democratic Party, and he's turning that into... This guy's the future of the party. Never mind the fact that he's down 11 points nationally and down like 14 points in the state of New York. But then when Gavin Newsom does something that is sucking the oxygen out of every fucking news story right now, he is dominating news coverage right now. Everyone is talking about Newsom right now. He is talking about Newsom right now. And Newsom is very rapidly rising in the 2028 primary polls. And he's just like, I don't think it's a big deal. It's like, whatever. It's like these fucking cringe libs, these dummy cringe libs, they fall for this shit. Not me, though. I'm sophisticated, and I just don't think it's a big deal. They're unironically being like, Zohran is the leader of the party now. And it's like very clearly Gavin Newsom is like rising to that position. Like very quickly. It's happening right before our eyes.
Just that when people turn around and make it seem like this is the most successful form of resistance against Donald Trump, that's when I take issue with it. This is born out of the desperation.
Mind you, this is coming from the guy that didn't even endorse Kamala Harris in 2024, but he's he's condescendingly like dismissing Newsom's current strategy. This is just a social media strategy, by the way. What Newsom has done right now, introducing this California amendment to redistrict early so we can counteract the gerrymander, that is like that's like the highest form of fighting the administration that a governor can do. That's like the top. Like what would you put above that in terms of like fighting Donald Trump besides sending in the California National Guard to do a fucking coup in DC or something like that?
That many Democrats feel and recognize that there is no voice that's like actually taking to task the Trump administration. That's what this is. You only arrive.
Again, it's coming from the guy that didn't even endorse Kamala in 2024, and now he has the nerve to be like, they're not doing enough. Go fuck yourself. All your fucking fans, all your viewers, lecturing Gavin Newsom, who's literally doing like the most that you could possibly do in this moment.
That there is no voice that's like actually taking to task the Trump administration. That's what.
There are so many voices in the Democratic Party like every fucking day on social media and on legacy media that are doing the thing that he's saying right now.
This is, you only arrive at this conclusion that like, oh, these kinds of moves are so good because like at least they're fighting back when no one else is fighting back. I don't necessarily care one way or the other.
Did you help us fight back in November besides your fucking single vote in California? Did you use your platform, your massive fucking platform that most people would kill to have? Did you use that platform to like fight against Donald Trump and this fascist uprising in this country? And now, you know, like a year later, you're over here lecturing people? How are you in a position to lecture? Like, give me a fucking break.
I don't. Jerry Dunleavy says the current shit lib strategy to promote Gavin Newsom is to mock and engage in some apparent denialism about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, which, while only injuring Trump, resulted in the murder of Corey Contemporary, who was shot while shielding his family. I love when a right-winger remembers that the firefighter guy got... They never remember it when Trump is like, God, move the bullet away from my ear. And what? Moving...
That's true.
His trajectory into the dome of Corey Contemporary? Why do you not give a shit when he says that? That's like so crazy. Republicans never...
I mean, also Donald Trump like directly mocked Paul Pelosi's horrific assault, but you know...
Give a... about the dude that actually got... Only when they have to cry about...
The ear patch thing, the AI picture of Newsom wearing the ear patch thing, that is like... I think that's the darkest woke that Newsom's team have gone. That's pretty dark woke. He's like right up to the line of saying the R word at this point. I mean, when you're, you know, that's like kind of... that is pretty dark woke. I mean, is he going to give credit to Newsom for doing dark woke? Like, I mean, that seems like something you would probably want to credit him for, right?
In the most like annoying, mealy-mouthed, wishy-washy, liberal ways in which they complain and cry, do they ever turn around and go, they're making fun of Trump for being assassinated? They don't remember. They don't remember that the brave firefighter got shot. Bitch, you don't remember him. You don't remember him. Trump says it's a miracle all the time. A miracle? Really? A miracle that a random Trump supporter got. Wow, what a great miracle. I guess you forgot about it. So it's no wonder that liberals forgot about it too. This is what's so interesting. Inside the Democratic Party, Newsom's decided that we're in a post-cancellation media environment. You don't say something offensive and apologize. You trigger whoever was offended and make fun of them. Yeah, it's not necessarily bad to have this kind of attitude, for the record. I obviously have had this kind of attitude in perpetuity. It's just that, like,
it's bad when they do it. That's literally his argument. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, we're both doing the same thing, but it's cringe when they do it, and it's fucking based when I do it. That's what he's saying right here.
You need to do this at the behest of something that...
You understand why he's doing this, right? You understand, right? Because they can all see that Newsom's star is rising. They can all see it. He's pretending like this is not a big deal. Like he's pretending like right now, this moment is very important, I think. I think right now, this moment is very important in the context of the next 2 years as we tee up to the beginning of the presidential primary. And he knows that. And so what he's doing is he's just dismissing it and pretending like it's not happening.
is good. Okay, you need to do this for like you need to do this for a policy driven agenda that you want to highlight. So if it starts and ends at simply doing memes like this, then you're cooked. Put the policies in the bag, little bro. Always. How is redistricting not a good policy agenda? Oh no, you must have missed it. I talked about that being the real reason why people are actually excited about Gavin Newsom and not this shit. Yeah,
it's both, for the record.
That is good. No, I'm in favor of that. Of course, I'm still cautious because I fear that like the only guys that they're gonna bring into the Democratic front from those new seats that they open up are gonna be like Raytheon libtards, and I'm worried about that.
Even that framing too, it's like, dog, if we create 5 new seats, the voters are going to decide what kind of Democrat is going to serve in those seats. Also, California Democrats on average are well to the left of the median Democrats serving in the Congress. Like, so many of the most progressive politicians in DC right now come from California. They're like a hotbed of progressive politics, and you're like, it's going to be some fucking Raytheon libtard.
Because liberals were doing like Dark Brandon memes and shit back then too, but because there was no policy agenda that you could present as a way to improve people's lives, nobody really gave a shit about those memes at the end of the day, you know? It can't just be memes. Republicans don't win just because they make memes. It's like assuming Zoran won because he's charismatic or...
I mean... I don't know. I think a good chunk of Republican victories in the recent era are just purely memes and vibes. What are we even talking about right now? Donald Trump wasn't running on specific policies. He was running on like very vague, broad, generalized policy goals with a healthy dose of like, they're eating the cats and the dogs, they're sending cannibals into the country. He's just like, if you go to his Twitter or Truth Social profile today, it's like 50% memes. They go nuts over the memes. Are you fucking kidding me? The Republican Party right now is literally like 80 to 90% memes. That's all it is.
Only one because he has a good media team. No. Republicans have policies. They're insane. They're built around hysterics, but they're offering their base something. Vengeance. They're offering their base something. Violence against marginalized groups that they have presented as like the singular reason why, you know, you're cucked by your boss in your place of work is because transgender people exist, you know?
Donald is finished. He is no longer hot. First the hand, so tiny. And now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying we can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Uses the little baby stairs now. Sad. Has all the Trump.
That's funny, bro. You can't say that's not funny. You're just lying if you say that's not funny.
Trademarks, all capital letters, random quotation marks, little parentheticals, complete unhinged absurdity.
Just watch, guys, man. I'm just telling you. I don't know. Listen, there's a lot that can happen between now and the primaries, but Newsom's on a good path right now. And if he continues this, I mean, again, he's guaranteed to be in the news for the next 2.5 months as this amendment is being considered. The legislature, I think, is going to pass it today in the California state legislature. I think they're even meeting today, right?
I got that. So why should lawmakers override the will of the people who have twice told us that they want to keep the redistricting in the hands of the people that we have here testifying that have given wonderful reasons why it should stay there?
I appreciate the question, and I think it's an important one. We, once again, are asking the voters whether or not they want to approve this change. So this is not the legislature approving this change. This is the legislature putting on the ballot the opportunity for every California voter in 2025, whether or not this is a change that they approve. And I know it was jokingly mentioned earlier that my colleague and friend HasanAbi Tongapa was not able to vote on the original redistricting. I don't think that's a joke. I think it's a very important point. And the point is that since 2010, an estimated 3.6 million California voters have died. And there are 6 million more Californians registered to vote now than in 2010, including 2 very important voices in California. You two. Vice Chair Macedo and HasanAbi Tongapa, you did not have a voice in that decision. Over half of registered voters in California did not have a voice in that decision. And so what we are saying is let's give California voters in 2025, half of which weren't even registered voters in 2010, a chance to have their voice be heard. And I can think of nothing more democratic than doing that.
So then why not a census to see who we have in California, who's registered?
We did a census, I believe, 4 years ago.
Yes, thank you. All right, we've deliberated on this measure.
Other members, plenty of time to speak. Please.
How many more questions do you have? Okay, what other question do you have?
He said, let her go. He's like, let this fucking idiot go. Watch.
Thank you. All right, we've deliberated on this measure.
You have given other members plenty
Look at this guy. He's like, I want to fucking devour this woman.
of time to speak. Let her go. Please.
How many more questions? Okay.
You love to see that. Oh, this is a guy that likes to fight. Look at that. He's like, let her go. Let her come at me, bro.
What question do you have?
Madam Chair, I have some more questions as well.
We are done with the questions. We're going to try to wrap this up and put this to a vote. Ms. Ito, please ask your final question.
My final question? Yes. Madam Chair. I can't.
Really? Fucking, are you, really? Look at that look on her face, bro.
Ms. Ito, please ask your final question.
My final question? Yes. Madam Chair.
The incredulous. Really?
I came prepared after you gave me 24 hours. All I'm asking for is a little bit of time. You let Mr. Berman speak twice.
Would you like to ask your question, or would you like to not? Would you like to ask your question?
I would.
I will absolutely ask my question. I'm sure these will be asked in the courtroom, but this is ridiculous. Governor Newsom himself said this proposal is about electing more Democrats. Isn't that the very definition of partisan gerrymandering voters sought to prevent?
We are asking voters whether or not they want to have different criteria used in determining the congressional maps. And it'll be up to voters as to whether or not they want to say yes or no. That's the beauty of this.
Madam Chair, may I proceed with my relevant questions?
We have a motion and we have a second.
Madam
We
Chair,
have deliberated this measure for several hours. We are calling this debate to conclusion.
Madam Chair,
And with that,
Madam, you pontificated on.
We're going to do it, and you can't fucking stop us.
go ahead and allow the Assemblymember Berman. Excuse me, this is not the way we conduct our hearings. Okay,
because you're not answering my question.
I have allowed you plenty of time to ask your questions.
This is an urgency that is being moved through.
I have allowed plenty of time for you to answer.
Please.
I have allowed you plenty of
This is all theater, by the way. Right?
time to ask your questions.
It took me a
I have
long
allowed you plenty of time to ask your questions.
As the presenter had
Assemblymember
stated,
Berman,
it
you may
talked to me.
close.
Madam
Out
Chair,
of respect
please.
for my Republican
Madam
colleagues,
Chair,
I had
there
a
are
long
so many
close
more
prepared,
questions.
but I'm going to forego that.
We do need to
and
know.
just ask for an aye
Madam
vote.
Chair, we
Mr.
asked
Berman,
you.
would you be willing to answer my questions that I have prepared?
I am following the direction of the chair on how the committee hearing will proceed.
Mr. Berman,
We have
can you
to be
explain to me
we
how
have to be
spending
respectful of people's
$250 million
times.
on the special election provides a greater public health benefit than constructing egress routes for our mountain communities?
$250 million in the state of California? Pennies. Okay.
Mr. Tongipa, you have been asked to stop. We are done
Mr. Berman, can
with
you
the
explain to me how
questions and the
$250
deliberation of
million
this
on the
measure.
special election?
This is Democrats fighting, and this is what pisses me off. He should be licking all of their balls and vulvas. He should be literally licking their balls and vulvas in a video game. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say. They should get credit. They should get credit right now. Like, even if you're a disaffected lefty or whatever, you should still should not preclude you from saying, this is exactly what we need from the party right now. They should be giving these people their flowers, which, you know, like I am seeing that, thankfully. But with people like Hasan, it's like, oh, fucking cringe lib shit. And it's like, well, it's fucking... You know, it's good that they're doing it now, but it's probably going to be some fucking Raytheon lib talk. You know, it's always like, it's always this fucking... Meanwhile, like, what are you guys doing? Like, how are you helping anything?
I make a motion to call question. Second.
Mr. Tongipa, you are out of order.
When they are overwhelmingly
Mr. Tongipa, you are out of order.
Mr. Berman, can you explain to me how spending $250...
Damn, they muted him. It fuck nerd. You have no power here. You're a Republican assembly member in the state of California. Who do you think you are?
From just this morning, I thought this was a good one. I hate Kid Rock, GCN. Reference to Trump's infamous I hate Taylor Swift. Another drags the vice president into it. Not even JD Just Dance Vans can save Trump from the disastrous maps war he has started. Not even his eyeliner lines look as pretty as California map lines. He will fail, as he always does. Sad, and I, the peacetime governor of our nation's favorite, will save America once again. Many are now calling me Gavin Christopher Columbus Newsom because of the maps. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Beyond the mockery of Trump's text posts, Newsom has also been posting Trump-style AI-generated images of himself, including This, I think, absolute masterpiece of Newsom.
This is what I'm saying. Like, they're getting really close to like pretty dark woke, you know. The ear patch mocking the assassination attempt, and then Hulk Hogan is an angel praying on the shoulder of Gavin Newsom. I mean, that's pretty dark woke, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting really close. We're getting really close to just, dropping our words here. Yeah.
Deep in a moment of reflection or prayer, flanked by 3 MAGA icons and the laying of hands, Kid Rock, who he hates, Tucker Carlson, and the angelic spirit of the...
Even his own audience. All right, hold on. It's funny. I don't care. Even his own audience.
Masterpiece.
Oh my God, that's so epic. So funny. They don't think their job sucks because of trans people. I really do think libs are enjoying this resistance meme bullshit. Oh, it's getting under their skin, guys. Oh, it's getting under their skin, guys. On a purely petty level, I enjoy that. It makes me feel good. This is bothering them because they know that it's working, and they're like, I made this comparison before, but it's like, it's as if they saw some art house film a couple years ago and they really liked it, but nobody really knows like what that movie is. And then for some reason it just goes nuts on Netflix 2 years later and everyone's talking about it, you know? And so their reaction is to be like, ugh, it's so mainstream now. It's like the same kind of vibe. I'm dead, bro. Ew. I hate this. Homophobia is cool when it's against Republicans. Homophobia? Wait, what? Whatever. This is dumb. This is the epitome of liberalism. It's getting to them, guys. Ooh, it's getting under their skin. Just Dance Vance. Oh my fucking God. Oof. He's just quoting Trump back at him. Oh, no, that's a... What the fuck? What the fuck is this dog shit? Just Dance Vance is actually pretty funny. There's like some people in his chat, they're like, I don't care. That's funny.
Reflection or prayer.
God, this is so funny. Where are my libertarians at? I know it's super lib, but I did find it funny. It's good. Oh no. This man literally pulled a PR stunt next to an ice black site. And what has changed for all those people being disappeared? This man is more dangerous in many ways because of the complacency and the spectacle that he draws. They're saying he's more dangerous than Donald Trump in his chat. Gross. Christ. Pack it up. Look, I hate this. And Newsom, it is a little funny. Like every 20 comments is like, this is pretty funny. Newsom trolling Trump is pretty funny, not gonna lie.
Flanked by 3 MAGA icons and the laying of hands, Kid Rock, who he hates, Tucker Carlson, and the angelic...
Okay, low-key, that's pretty funny. Like, look, even his own audience is like, what can I say? It's funny.
Angelic spirit of the recently departed Hulk Hogan. Again, a spot-on mockery of Trump, who isn't doing any of this satirically. What has been equally hilarious...
Dude, his chat loves it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hasan's chat loves the Hulk Hogan AI thing.
Watch the joke just go soaring over the heads of Trump's sycophants in the media.
For the last week, Gavin Newsom, why am I giving him advice? You have to stop it with the Twitter thing. I don't know where his wife is. If I were his wife, I would say, "What? You are making a fool of yourself. Stop it. Do not."
Okay, I'm back in. Okay. No, I'm back in. Memes are good. I just realized that Republicans are just so stupid that they don't even understand that that's bar for bar what you could... Oh my God.
You just realize that now? You're just coming to that conclusion right now? The memes are based, guys. We're doing a 180.
God. Like down to where is your wife? Oh my God. Oh my God. Down to where is your wife? Where is Melania?
And now watch all of his chat. They're going to be like, yeah. Now all of his chat, they're all going to do a 180. It's like the chip meme. You take the chip out of the back of the head and you put a new chip in. Watch, now his chat's going to be like, yeah, it's actually pretty based. It's actually, yeah, I've been saying that. I've been saying that for like a week. It's actually pretty based, yeah.
Why are you tweeting dumb shit? We're never getting affordable housing. I agree. The question is simple. Would you rather have Gavin Newsom never tweet about these sorts of memes and advocate for Medicare for all in the state of California and a fix to the housing market crisis?
They just passed a bill. They just passed a bill 2 months ago. They just addressed it with a big ass fat girthy YIMBY bill to bring the cost of housing down. They literally just did that, bro.
It has created unimaginable amounts of homelessness in the state. Or would you rather have him still not do those things at all and just meme? The best outcome is he does both. He memes and he does the other thing. But unfortunately, we're only getting the memes and not the thing that I'm talking about. You understand? What is this lady? What is this little lady doing?
It's just kind of like basic 101 politics, you know, like right now it doesn't, it's not, it like right now it benefits Democrats to just go on full attack. And like, if the Democrats were out there like advocating for specific policies right now, that's not going to hit as hard with voters as attacking the administration and highlighting the many failures and the various ways that he does overreach and various ways that he's like a tyrant, you know. But he wants to change the discussion to like a wonky discussion about policies in right now in this moment. I can understand when we get closer to the fucking midterms.
Do you see this GQ article that mentions you? The one I'm in? Or is there a new GQ article?
Do not let your staff tweet. And if you're doing it yourself, put the phone away and start over. And if you really, he's got a big job as governor of California, but if he wants an even bigger job, he has to be a little bit more serious.
Yes, right. Be more serious. Stop posting exactly like the president of the United States does. Trump's Newsom's account responded to that advice, quote, Dana Ding Dong Perino, never heard of her until today, is melting down because of me, Gavin C. Newsom. Fox hate that I am America's most favorite governor, ratings king, saving America. Trump has lost his step and Fox is losing it because when I type, America now wins. Thank you for.
Oh no, his chat loves it, you guys. They love the fucking Newsom slop. They're going nuts in the chat, guys.
Attention to this matter. Again, it is a stark.
It's just universal praise. I told you this would happen. I told you just like literally 2 minutes ago before he chimed in and said, actually, this is kind of cool. Like half the comments were like, this is so lame. This is like typical liberal shit. Like this is so lame. And now they're all like,
bro, low key. I feel like this starts off as like kind of funny, and I agree there's humor in it. I worry that this started off as a haha joke, but this is unironically going to be the only way that people communicate to a broader audience. God, I hate this shit. I hate it so much.
Okay, we're back to hating it now. We've done the full 360, okay? All right, never mind. We're back to hating it. Now let's see what the what his chat does in response, bro.
I can totally see. There's like crack cocaine for Gen X liberals. You don't understand the pull this has on them. No, I think the problem is it's kind of like this, okay? In your group of friends, you hear someone say something silly, like a term that you heard on TikTok. And you first start using the term joking, okay? You first start using the term jokingly, like, oh, I'm rizzed up. I rizzed someone up, you know, that. And then what you once used, ironically, you start using unironically. And I worry that the most effective way to reach the broadest audience is going to be seen as this Trumpian style bullshit.
He does this. He's been doing the same thing for years now, man. Why is he now pretending like he's above this? He's been doing the same thing. The all caps tweets and the childish names. Like, what is this? Oh!
Where Gavin Newsom should be like, oh, people are yelling at me because I've evacuated homeless people. I tell them I an order. That's why I cleared out the camps. He did that.
Her mind with someone else doing it. Truly, utterly deranged our current president sounds whenever he communicates. And also how accustomed we've all become to this very, very weird behavior.
You did what you criticize others of? What you just did? What is that? What is that? I'm not a Gavin Newsom fan, however, I think it has the potential to disarm the kind of Trump rhetoric. Trump already redefined American politics. He already redefined American politics and redesigned it in his own vision. Now we're also even losing sight of the fucking discourse. Yeah, here it is. Really, the most important thing about Newsom to me is that he personally robbed and displaced homeless.
Their items, they don't throw the items away. They keep the items for 60 days. They put it all in bags. They don't rob the people's things. There are problems with the program that homeless advocates have called attention to, and it's fair. But this is the policy. They are given 48-hour notice that the encampment is going to be cleared. They keep the property They keep it in storage. They don't throw it away. The person does have an opportunity to get that storage back. And then they provide services for these people to help them find housing. That's what the policy is on paper. There were criticisms of the policy in this particular case. There were homeless advocates, I think, close by that were monitoring what was watching. And one of them said that Newsom and the team showed up an hour. I mean, and this is all just like a PR thing, right? Like, he wants to have a picture of him clearing out the homeless encampments to push back against the rhetoric about California not doing anything about homelessness. And so, like, obviously that's like a political thing. But the complaint in this particular case was that they showed up an hour later than they said they were going to be. And by that point, I think people that had been residing in this encampment had gone elsewhere. And so it would be difficult to sort of track that person and then offer them the services that are provided for with this policy. But the policy, it's like over $3 billion of money has been invested to help these people find housing. And the state of California in the last year and a half has made a lot of progress on homelessness and has helped shelter a lot of homeless people. But no one talks about that. It's only about this one fucking photo phrased in a dishonest way. He personally robbed and displaced homeless people. Like, all you got to do is just like a simple Google search. Like, what is the policy? You know, what is the context of this picture? I didn't even have to use like ChatGPT. I just Googled it, and it was like the first fucking thing that popped up was explaining what was going on. It gave the perspective of the advocates who say that the policy is flawed, but it's not like this is like pithy tweet here is not really, it's just confusing people about what's actually happening.
This image lives in my mind permanently. I will just never find myself to be able to forgive him. There's two.
Because you couldn't be bothered to do a fucking Google search. Because you didn't actually make any effort to understand what California is doing about homelessness right now. How many billions of dollars we're spending right now.
Ways to solve the housing crisis: punish the homeless or increase the supply of housing, create a market competitor in the government, create public housing. And it's very obvious which side.
He doesn't mean abundance build, by the way. He doesn't mean like, deregulate and incentivize developers to invest in real estate projects in the state. He means like just government build homes. And but the fact is, like, the California has taken substantial steps just recently to increase housing inventory in the state, and thus we can expect that this will have a positive impact in terms of like making housing more affordable. But he just can't be bothered. I mean, how does he not know about the bill that was passed like 2 months ago? On Monday, California enacted an important new law breaking down a key regulatory barrier to new housing construction. The Cal Matters website was a helpful summary. A decade-spanning political battle between housing developers and defenders of California's preeminent environmental law likely came to an end this afternoon with only a smattering of no votes. The forces of housing won. With the passage of the state budget-related housing bill, the California Environmental Quality Act will be a non-issue for a decisive swath of urban residential development in California. In practice, that means most new apartment buildings will no longer face the open threat of environmental litigation. It also means most urban developers will no longer have to study, predict, and mitigate the ways that new housing might affect local traffic, air pollution, flora and fauna, noise levels, groundwater quality, and objects of historical and archaeological significance. And it means that when housing advocates argue that the state isn't doing enough to build more homes amid crippling rents and stratospheric prices, they won't, with few exceptions, have CEQA to blame anymore. Saying no to housing in my community will no longer be state sanctioned, said Assemblymember Buffy Wicks, an Oakland Democrat who introduced the CEQA law as a separate bill in March. This isn't going to solve all of our housing problems in the state, but it's going to remove single biggest impediment to building environmentally friendly housing. So there was direct action taken by the legislature and the governor to increase the amount of inventory of housing in the state. But because it was a market solution and not a private solution, I guess we're just ignoring that.
Gavin Newsom is leaning on. I have an entire photo album of these. He did it so many times. No, I know. It's kind of weird that you have an entire photo album in your phone to piss you off. Hasan, I don't get it. Why do you shut down and hate on literally every idea from semi-progressives?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's obviously getting under MAGA skin. Is
It's getting under his skin too. Viewer, sweet child viewer. It's getting under Hasan's skin. It's not just getting under Republican skin.
Effective as picking up the outrage marketing that MAGA capitalizes on. Let them do it and focus on how to capitalize on it as our ally.
Yes, it's working. It's pissing them off. It's bothering them. Like, take the W. Like, Newsom is handing you a W that you can use to like fuck with Republicans, and you're taking the time to like poo it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. Like, are you? Oh my god, bro. Why do I have to explain myself?
Chatters, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I said I don't care about the Trump speak.
You didn't say that. What are you talking about? You just said it was so bad, literally like 2 seconds ago. You said it was so bad. That's what he said, bro. You just said it not even a minute ago. He said it, you know, like, yeah, I just worry that, you know, like, they're going to do the Trump speak for so long that they're going to just start, it's going to become their, you know, they're going to start doing it sincerely, you know. They're going to turn, I worry, you know, I just worry that, like, they're going to, like, you know, become Trump. You know, what kind of analysis is that, by the way? I didn't even like address that, how fucking stupid that is. The concern that if they spend too much time parodying Trump, that they're going to turn into that. He said it was bad because, you know, just put the policies in the bag, bro. Just fucking put the policies in the bag. Oh, was I in another GQ article? Oh my God. I've been lifting weights. Just put the policies in the bag, bro. It's like, you know. He just said it was, he said like, I don't care about the Trump thing. Really?
As our allies, oh my God. Chatters, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I said I don't care about the Trump speak.
Okay, yeah, now we don't care. First, okay, now look like I've never been to a gym. There you go. That's a good tangent right there. First we started on, oh, this is cringe lib shit. It's bad. The policy to add new seats is good, but it's also bad because it's going to be staffed with Raytheon libtards. Actually, the Trump speak on Twitter is good because you get to highlight the hypocrisy. Oh my God, I just came to that realization watching Chris Hayes on MSNBC. Then it was back to bad because he's afraid that they're going to just turn into Trump rhetorically just permanently from now on, which is fucking insanely idiotic thing to say. And now we're neutral. In the course of one video, we have changed our position on Gavin Newsom's Trump tweets from bad to good to bad to neutral, all in the span of fucking 12 minutes.
Also, he's not progressive. Calm down. You know he's not progressive. That's why you had to say semi-progressive, as though he's in any way, shape, or form like.
Dog, we passed a bill in California to create a sanctuary state for like trans kids. We did that shit. If somebody lives in a state, a family lives in a state where the red legislature has like banned gender affirming care for minors, they can come to California and get that care. That's not progressive. Hang on. Newsom suffers the same thing as my governor in New Jersey. Passed a ton of progressive legislation, but doesn't get the credit because no one thinks of them as progressive. I mean, SB 107, you guys. That's the one that I already mentioned. Made California the first trans sanctuary state by protecting access to gender-affirming care for minors, even against out-of-state restrictions or court orders. It bars enforcement of hostile laws from other states. Gender-neutral children's sections required large department stores to create gender-neutral toy and children's sections, breaking down gender stereotypes in retail displays. I mean, my goodness, we're in like peak woke shit here, right, guys? Which is good. Like, I'm saying good woke. Crown Act, ban on hair discrimination. He signed a bill that prohibited discrimination based on hair texture or style in schools and workplaces, the first state-level law in the U.S. to address this form of bias. He signed paid sick leave expansion, increased California's minimum paid sick leave to 5 days annually, up from 3, with improved carryover protections supporting worker health and economic stability. Here's another one too, like fast food worker minimum wage. established a sector-specific wage floor, raising the minimum wage to $20 per hour for fast food workers at chains with 60-plus locations, among the nation's most progressive wage policies. He signed police accountability reforms in 2021. Sweeping set of bills requiring greater transparency and accountability, including decertifying officers for serious misconduct, expanding access to police records, raising the minimum age and education threshold for officers, mandating intervention when excessive force is used. He signed the Workers' Rights Reform in 2021. California became the first state to regulate workplace quotas, protecting warehouse employees, e.g. Amazon workers, from harmful performance metrics. He did a public banking pathway for advanced plans for a state public bank to increase financial inclusion, particularly for unbanked or underbanked communities, and challenge exploitative private banking practices. He issued a formal apology for slavery and related social justice measures. He did housing reform in May of this year. That was the one that we just talked about. I mean, a lot of these are like pretty fucking progressive, you guys. Like literally leading the country, being the first state to do these kinds of policies. He's a mixed bag, right? So like he it's not all progressive, but he definitely has progressive bona fides, and we just never talk about those. Like that stuff that he signed into law protecting gender affirming care for trans minors when it was politically kind of toxic to do that. By the time he signed that into law, we were already in the kind of like libs of TikTokification of the discourse on trans stuff. He used political capital to literally to protect trans kids. We're not calling that progressive. Like, if that's not progressive, what the fuck is progressive? Like, what is the standard then? Why did he veto universal health care? I keep hearing that from lefties. He didn't. He just didn't. We looked that up like a couple days ago. He did not. There was not like a bill to do Medicare for all that passed through the state legislature that he vetoed. Huge news from California. Did we pass it? Did it pass? California State Assembly has passed the bill to put Gavin Newsom's redistricting plan on the ballot this November. The vote was 57-20. Let's fucking go, guys.
Blue states are supposed to be the fucking beacon, the shining light of progressivism. And historically, they kind of have been, for the record. Like California has implemented a lot of policies as a major state in this country that has designed the rest of the nation. Okay.
Still doing that, by the way, but like leading the charge on a number of progressive issues, by the way, but we're not going to give them any credit for that, I guess.
Like standards for what kind of vehicles need to be manufactured, things of that nature, which of course car manufacturers have found a way around it with loopholes, but and is partially the reason why the goddamn pickup truck is so fucking huge. But like, I hate that these guys who sit on top of a fucking throne, who have every opportunity to make California lead by example and make California this beacon of progressive values and progressive policies.
We are by far the most progressive state in the union. By far. We already lead the state when it comes, we already lead the country when it comes to progressive policies, by the way.
We'll just simply use California as a stronghold for the most repulsive conservative Democrat policies. In 2022, I warned that people should be wary of John Fetterman's cool online persona because it masked a lack of commitment to important progressive values. Sure enough, people were taken in by the memes, and then he turned out to be pro-genocide. Same warning goes for Newsom. Listen, you got to respect it. This is Nate Dogg, okay? Nate Dogg, straight up, put some respect on his name, all right? Everybody was like, haha, he dresses funny. Haha, what's his accent? Is he British? Is he not British? He was one of the major role players that actively was just like, fuck John Fetterman. Fuck John Fetterman. John Fetterman can suck my dick. Okay?
$15.
What is this? Wow, he's the father who stepped up.
The generational run you're on red.
That's 10 minutes of Nick Fuentes. I'm good, man. Doesn't your birth town have a more advanced subway compared to...
I think we get the gist of it. Yeah, not surprising at all. Kyle, with the only person in lefty media Kyle, the only person in lefty media with the correct and based take when it comes to Newsom. He just full-throated was like, yep, this is good. This is based. Keep doing it. It's great. And Emma Vigeland and fucking Hasan Piker are like, ugh. And Anna Kasparian and Cenk, ugh. This is just so cringe. Like, this is just fucking so cringe lib stuff.